Okay, let's get at it.
Woo! Yay, hiking. Morning.
Okay, it's July 3rd, 2021, day 32. So we just got dropped off by David from Pinellas in Grafton Notch. We've got another tough day today. It's a little drizzly. Hopefully that'll burn off a little bit, but I think it's supposed to rain off and on today. But we've got 9.7 miles, so distance-wise it's not so shabby. But we are doing what is called the hardest mile of the AT today.
And Mahoosuc Arm, which is the toughest
And
descent of the AT.
And Mahoosuc Arm, which is the toughest descent of the AT. So it's about 3.5 miles to get to the top of, what's the mountain? Old Speck. Old Speck Mountain. Another 2 miles to get to the top of Mahoosuc Arm. And then what is called the toughest climb or descent, for us it's the descent of the trail, is down Mahoosuc Arm. And then at the bottom of that is Mahoosuc Notch, which is called the toughest mile on the trail. And it's not necessarily because of elevation, but because of the jungle gym of rocks you have to get through. And everyone says plan at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours to do that 1 mile of trail. So, and then we have to climb back up the other side of that to get to our shelter for the night. So we have a jam-packed day to look forward to. Oh, and I guess I should also mention, we spent the last 2 days basically doing day trips out of Pinellas. So our packs were 20 pounds lighter. But today, we're back to full weight. And while we were in Andover, we apparently bought a lot of food because my pack is heavy. And I'm gonna be whining as we're climbing over the boulders and rocks and of Mahoosuc. Probably gonna be whining a lot more than just then. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Here we go. Here's a little bit of a waterfall through the trees. We'll see what it looks like above here. See if there's any more of a view of them. I imagine these would be some pretty good views when it's not cloudy and rainy, but it's still kind of cool to see the other hill in the mist. Yeah, somebody dropped their water bottle down there. I pick up wrappers, but I'm not going to carry someone's water bottle.
Oblivion to get that one.
Okay. Still on our way up. Okay. We're about 1/4 mile from the top of Old Speck, which is the mountain we've been climbing all morning. It has been wet and on occasion chilly when the wind picks up, but 100 times better than Bald Pate yesterday. So that's a positive. And the view is as impressive as we expected.
Yay, Old Speck!
We got to be nearby the top. But don't see it. Actually, the very top, the summit itself, is supposedly a fire tower that I think is just off trail. And given that the fire tower is not going to have a view of anything but cloud, we're probably not going to take that side trail today. Oh, that might be, what do we got? It says Old Speck Trail. Oh, 0.3 still to Old Speck Mountain? They're lying.
What are they lying about?
We're still 0.3 from the top.
Oh.
For some reason, I thought the last waypoint was the top. Oh well, everyone got to hear my disappointment.
Maybe that's the second peak.
Maybe.
There were 2 bumps.
We shall see. Okay, I'm in trouble once again. Apparently, Old Speck is 0.3 away, because that's how long the side trail is that we're not going to take.
Hey, look, there's a white place, and it says Appalachian Trail that way.
Hey, why didn't you read that sign? I bet all the people on the video were reading that sign saying, why are you going left to Old Speck Mountain when the AT points the other way?
Move your ass, let's go.
Hey, let's go this way instead.
You're welcome.
Makes a lot more sense. We just figured out we're less than a mile from lunch, so that's good. And we both just put on our rain jackets for both windbreaker and for the wetness of the trees and the air and everything else. It is more than a month into our trip, and this is the first time I've worn the rain jacket, so that's says a lot about the weather we've had. It was the last piece of gear in my pack that I hadn't used yet. So I guess that is also a good sign that everything I'm carrying is stuff that I've needed to use. I have a feeling we're both going to warm up in a little while too, because the rain jackets cut in a lot of heat. This would be another neat little view. I love following the ridge lines like this when it's open on both sides, but not much to see today. Let's see what the trail does over this little bump here. Oh, nope, the little bump goes that way. Did I mention it's slippery? Awesome. Okay. What the hell did they just make us come down? And that's only the top of that little bump that we just came down. It keeps going above that. But at least I see trees. There's still rocks in the trees, but this might get better. We have gone to a crawl. There is trail, and there's actually a break in the clouds. And in an odd twist of fate, we just got caught up by Prom Night and Kelsey, who we haven't seen in weeks. And last I had seen was a trail entry that they were about 4 days ahead of us. So must have taken some time off or something. But okay, I'll take in that view. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Is that a pond out there? It is. That makes a lot more sense. Not a very big, good view of the pond. I could see sitting up on that rock there, soaking in the incredible views on a sunny summer day, but not today. Okay. I am standing on the highest point of Mahoosuc Arm, which according to Melissa is the steepest descent on the trail. In the next 1 mile we're going to drop about 1,500 feet. Yay.
Let's go knees.
I've been saying that should have brought a cafeteria tray to slide down the rocks that we're about to go down. I guess we're gonna find out. And every step we're taking flat means that it's gonna be that much steeper once we actually get to the down part. So let's get to the down part already. Okay, I'm about to get in trouble for saying this, but this is like that scene from Lord of the Rings where the king yells, "Is this all you've got, Saruman?" Because, yeah, this is tough, but I still don't think this compares to Bald Pate yesterday in the rain. There are lots of roots inside of the trail to hold on to. So far it's not living up to its hype. And I'm getting laughed at because I'm probably going to regret that in about 50 feet or something. But I'm just, you know, documenting my feelings so far. Okay, it is end of day 32. So we are in our tent because we got hit with a downpour as we were getting to where we wanted to camp. So we did 7.2 miles. So at the beginning of the video, I said we were aiming for 9.7. We got to, well, actually, this was kind of our outlet valve that we talked about last night. And around lunchtime, we decided that the day was going much slower. The miles were harder to come. So we would camp here. It's a stealth spot right before Mahoosuc Notch. So we
after Mahoosuc Arm, which is important.
After the arm, before the notch. So the hardest mile, the hardest descent.
Hardest descent on the AT was the Mahoosuc Arm, 1,500 feet in a mile, which is excruciating. It was a whole lot of sliding on my butt down rock. Remind me a lot of Katahdin, except Katahdin had beautiful views, and today it was just raining and crappy. and yeah, so I put this in my top 3 hardest days on trail, and yesterday was up there too. So I'm hoping tomorrow's a better day.
As tomorrow, we postponed the hardest mile on the trail to first thing in the morning. So we'll hit Mahoosuc Notch with fresh legs in the morning, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll figure out where to make up that 2.5 miles at some point. Highlights, lowlights? Okay,
I'll give you a highlight. We're coming over the top of one of the stupid mountains we came over today. I don't think it was Old Speck. It was the other one. Mahoosuc, maybe?
No, it was Old Speck.
I don't know. Whatever. We're coming over the top of one of the mountains we climbed today.
Coming down one of the really crappy descents.
Really crappy. Again, wet, rock face, slippery, kind of day for me.
Yes, it's been the last 2 days have been like that.
Day. And we hear a shout from above. No way! It was Promenade and Kelsey, who's now going by Dairy Free. And we hadn't seen them since Shaw's, which was mile 115. They left a day before us. We had read about them in the register that they were like about 4 days ahead of us. We figured we wouldn't see him again. Apparently he had an injury, and so they holed up for a few days, and we're just getting back on trail today. Yep. So it was just really kind of great to see them and see how they were doing, and we had lunch with them for a little bit. And then I don't know where they end up tonight, probably somewhere near where we are. There's 2 different tent sites about 0.2 apart.
They could have pushed through.
Somebody was at the other tent site with a fire going when we passed because the rain hadn't started yet, and we wanted to push just a little bit more, so we're right next to the notch in the morning and it started fresh. It was a good call, but the rain came down as we were just finding the stealth spot. So I'm glad we found it and got the tent up. We're now dry-ish, and we'll see what we do about dinner later. Okay,
and I'll give my low light by paraphrasing a friend of ours, Billy Goat, that when they were deciding where the trail goes here, there were no adults in the room. I don't understand, or they definitely did not choose the trail here based on hikeability. It was like, hey, let's make it as difficult and stupid as possible. So
like straight, big, giant 6-foot drops that even Jimmy was having trouble with, and he's having trouble with them. Imagine how shorter people like me feel.
So the way I see it, it is after these children decided where the trail would go, they then forgot about the trail, and it has gone feral. So what used to potentially be a domesticated trail is now just blowdowns and mud and rocks, and obviously the wetness is probably what's making us more unhappy about it, because it probably would not be nearly as hard if it wasn't so rainy out, but it is. So that's where it is.
So I will paraphrase a northbounder who said, welcome to Maine, and somebody else said, this Mahoosuc Notch, Mahoosuc Arm thing is basically an F you. Welcome to Maine. For us, it's Maine saying F you, get out, and we will get out tomorrow, and we're ready to get out of Maine. That's it.
On that note,
see you tomorrow.
Really, the hike's going well. Bye.